Welcome back, everyone, for a totally Tori Cobra Kai Season 6 watch party. Interview season is here, and many new ones have dropped all over the Miyagi-verse. While there's a lot to look at, perhaps the most shocking is what to come for
Tori. With a Y.
You remember Tori entered the show with a big bang early on. She was a disruptor, and she massively disrupted Sam's life. Except there she stayed, as the disruptor, the antagonist, the bad girl, at least for a little bit. Season 3 fleshed her out more, but then reverted her back to the impulsive, aggressive self at the end. It was character development to nowhere. However, Season 4 she went on a different path. Amanda reached out to her. She understood what Tori was going through and ultimately got through to her. Tori got some help with her mom, and finally, she was a little less angry all the time. She also hooked up with Robbie, which is certainly something that would help a lot of girls. Season 5 continued down that path. She worked with Kreese to take out Terry Silver, but was ultimately let go by him when he realized he couldn't accomplish what he really wanted. She worked with Sam, and together, they helped bring down Cobra Kai. But now going into Season 6, look at what and how creator Jon Hurwitz said when asked,
of all the main characters in the show, is there any particular one that wound up becoming more creatively fulfilling to write a Season 6 arc for than you ever could have imagined at the start?
I mean, certainly Tori, I would say. Since she came in Season 2, she was already a compelling character as sort of a rival to Samantha, but, you know...
Well, no, right off the top, he didn't even hesitate with that answer. It was the first thing he said, right on his mind. No need to think it over. Very interesting and telling. I think it especially has to do with what is coming in Part 1. But as you see, he goes on.
Seeing, Peyton List's talents, even back then, she was somebody that we loved writing towards. And over the seasons, we built out her story. And this felt like, a big season with this world tournament and so much at stake for these young people as they're entering their senior year of high school. To have somebody like her who, comes from a single parent household and a mother who is sick, and for her to be dealing with the kinds of things that she deals with in this first 5, just as she's finally, at peace and having good relationships with people and, in a better place, it allowed for us to go to some big places for her, and not just in the first 5, but throughout the season, and she rose to the occasion in a major way.
Okay, that's really important. Notice the closest to details he provides is to bring up how Tori is from a single-parent household and her mother is sick. That is very likely a major part about what this is all revolving around. Early on, Tori took to Kreese's teachings because it matched with her life experience.
Some people have it good. But the rest of us, we have to fight for every inch of what's ours. Not just to score a point. For everything.
And so she has. She fought for Miguel, mostly, but also against the world. She had one of the better lines in regards to the Cobra Kai creed.
The world shows no mercy. So why should we?
Makes sense. It's why she connected to Kreese. Meanwhile, Kreese's mom also had problems. That's why he understood her. He looked out for her and protected her from the world, at least as much as he could. He was still preparing her for the world. But along the way, Amanda started to change that, and Sam may be on the way too. The 2 main episodes we will see this all are episodes 3 and 5. First off, look at how Ralph talks about directing them on episode 3.
In episode 603, I got to direct, and I got to direct Peyton and Mary in just a beautiful scene, and we had no time. It was the end of the day. I knew we were going to be up against it, and I told them the day before, I said, I think we're going to be crushed on this day. So anything, it was a long scene. I said, anything you guys have that you want to bring, it was an emotional scene for them, and kind of welled up. I was so proud of these kids and these girls. And
okay, so it was a long scene between Sam and Tori. He told them they just had to bring it. First off, we know the episode is titled Sleepers, and I strongly suspect it also has these night scenes with the girls. In fact, since he talks about it being a long day, it's very likely this night scene is what he's referring to. You see, the night scene is what they film at the end of the day. Their tensions and differences have not been resolved. Tori makes this clear, so if we assume this is the scene or conflict Ralph is referring to, what is going on? They aren't getting along and Tori is letting Sam know that. I can't say what set it off, but I do have a guess as to where it ends. It's an interesting part that Peyton said in another interview.
Letting her know, like, it's okay to be supported by people. Like, I've been supported by my family, and it's okay to be here and, like, let these people in. And that's something that Tori can't even fathom. Like, the fact that Sam would even forgive Tori for everything that she's done is absolutely overwhelming.
So let's step back and see it all completely. They're at the baby shower or slumber party or something like that. Their outfits they're wearing here in the pillow fight are the same ones at the nighttime scene. This is likely happening at the LaRusso home. We know from this image they're at the LaRusso manse. Tori is there and maybe getting along, but doesn't fully feel welcome. Somewhere the tension boils over to here, and somewhere along the way, Sam realizes she needs to forgive Tori for all that happened. Sam is willing to move forward. In a way, that was Johnny's lesson, but it's a good one. Seeing how Sam is moving forward frees Tori to move forward. She doesn't have to hang on to the hate and dislike anymore. She doesn't have to be on guard and ready to fight. She can just feel welcome. She had never experienced that, as Peyton said. She was always on her own. The world always showed no mercy, but here, this one time, the world is instead showing mercy. So should she. It's worth noting that Ralph was very impressed with them in this scene. It clearly has some impact and power, because as a director, when they do good, he looks good. It's not the biggest scene, that's still to come, but this will be a major turning point for the two. It appears dead certain that Tori and Sam will have their big fight in episode 5. Now we know there are elimination rounds and team captains for the Sekai Taikai. That is certainly what is at stake, but I tend to think there may be a little extra at stake as well. Even though Tori won the All Valley back in season 4, she doesn't feel like a genuine winner due to Terry Silver's insurance policy. It's definitely her sense of fairness and honor emerging with that. While Sam was obviously initially upset and attacked her, it's unclear how she will react or feel going forward. Will she forget about it and move on, or harbor resentment and anger? Well, she's not one to harbor resentment, but she may seek out a solution. She wanted the win too. Perhaps they will use this fight for Team Captain as a fight for the All Valley, sort of like a fair rematch. Winner makes Team Captain and gets the trophy. It would be settled once and for all. For the audience, this will massively amplify the stakes already at play. However, the fight may only be the secondary element to this whole episode. It now appears there will be an even greater Tori moment. Look at what the interviewer says.
Her performance in episode 5, that's like next level stuff, and I hope it is honored as such. She might be the answer to this.
Wow, that is not just a willy-nilly comment. It's not the sort of fake compliment people say to stay in the good graces of the cast. She seemed to genuinely think Peyton killed it. You almost get the impression she was going to say Peyton should win an Emmy or at least get an acting nomination. It was that powerful. So what's going on that triggers that reaction? Well, it's about time the inevitable happens. That is to say, it's about time Tori's mom dies. I've been predicting her death for a while now. In fact, I have even guaranteed it under the grounds that if the writers don't kill her off, I will. But it looks like episode 5 is the time it comes. It happens, no more. She's gone. So where and how does all this happen? I think Tori's story for episode 5 will go like this. She is on the upswing after the episode 3 moments. She was forgiven and welcome at the dojo with the others. She's back on track, having fun at school and doing well. Her focus is on the future and the Sekai Taikai. The eliminations are tough, but she and Sam fight it out. I think she wins. It's a tough but fair fight. She has finally proven herself. The All Valley wasn't a fluke. She can win, she can look at that trophy and know just for a moment she was the best. So she's basically on cloud 9, top of the world. And you remember some basic dramatic structure? You raise your characters up, so when you knock them down, the fall is all the harder. Boom, mom dies. It's devastating. Suddenly, the trophy and all the prestige of the tournament mean nothing. Nothing. She has no one left. She is lost and angry, hopeless and sad. Tori dealing with the death of her mom could influence her in part 2, but we'll see how that shapes up. It'll be a challenge. This isn't something you can easily help people with. There may only be one person who can help her through it. Be sure you're subscribed, as I'll be covering everything with the new season. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.